Hello, friends. I think you are all wondering why I am in this outfit. Yes, I'm in this outfit because what I'm going to talk about today is linked with this outfit. And it also shows that I'm a fan of Arsenal. So I'm a Gooner. So all Gooners who are out there, this is one of your brothers. This is one of your friends. My name is Kofi. What I'm going to talk about today is to do with work. And I always give surprises because as we know of work, it's something that we do to help our family. We do to get money. We do to help others. We do so that we won't remain idle. We do so that we can remain fit. We do it for so many reasons. But there is one important thing that we don't know. And this is something that I'm going to talk about today. And do you know that this work, as we see, is connected to a human life? The last time I talked about love, and I explained that love is like the center boat of creation. And what I mean is that by the center boat of creation is that it holds creation. Without love, there will be no existence. Love is in everything. Love is in animal, love is in human beings. Love is in everything that we see, nature, everything that we see. And as we have love, we tend to do everything. All other things associated with human being for us to live a better life is also connected with this love. So, as I said earlier, this dress that I'm wearing, or if you say, some people might call it jersey in my country where I was born, Ghana, it symbolizes sports. It's to do with sports, and to be precise, football. And those who know the symbol and this dress knows that it's Arsenal Football Club. I'm a fan of Arsenal. When I came to this country, I live in Islington, near to Highbury Avenue Road, to be precise. And that is how I fell in love with Arsenal, because Highbury was just very close to where I live, in Avenue Road. And I happened to meet some of the great players. People who played for Arsenal. Like Vieira, I met Henry, I met Waiter, I met Kano, Aman Kano. I met Kano. So I met the professor himself, Arsene Wenger. I met him. So, but I wasn't very, as you say, a fan who goes to watch the matches and things, because I didn't have money. It was very expensive then. And even now, it's more expensive. But I love us now. Okay. Let me go straight to what I'm saying. Work. In the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah says that work is now equivalent to worship. He said work done in the spirit of service to mankind, to raise and to help mankind, is elevated to worship to God. So almost everybody who works is worshiping God. So as Baha'is, if you're a doctor and you work at all times, anytime you work, if you are a tradesman, if you are a plumber, if you are, you name it. But today, we're talking about sportsmen, the profession of sports, and to be precise, football. So all these footballers, they play football. It's a type of job. People don't see it that way. It's hard work because you have to work hard, train hard to be dribbling and scoring goals and making people happy. It's a form of therapy. When I'm watching Arsenal playing well, like they did yesterday, when Jesus scored, oh, I was so delighted. I mean, after the match, Arsenal won. I was so happy. There was this something, that I don't know how to describe it, a feeling that sort of like pushes you, even if you are sick. It gets you better. But when you lose, you become sad and miserable. So all you Gunners there, you see how entertainment like sports, football, hockey, netball, cricket, anything sports you can think of, in a professional sense, or even if you are not a professional and playing it for charity or, to help people, entertain people, it's a form of work and it's worship to God. So in effect, everybody worships God in their own way when they work. And Baha'u'llah advises that everybody should be educated, everybody should learn a trade or a profession so that you can continue to worship God, our Creator. I think I explained it the other time about who God is and the fact that some people don't believe in God because to them, you cannot prove the existence of God. But I think I've explained it, that it's just impossible to prove the existence of God because God, to those of us who believe, is our Creator and we are His creatures or the creatures. And therefore, as I use the analogy of a potter and a pottery, that's the pot itself, there is no way that a pot can understand its potter, let alone proving the potter's existence. So that's as simple as that. People might not think that is not simple, but I'm not into all these metaphysics and sciences, high sciences, and calculations and mathematics. I'm at the lower level, so I use my own way of understanding that God has given me to be able to understand. I look around me, the environment, and what I see, and I sit down myself in my own way, in my own level of intelligence, to analyze and understand that there is a supreme being somewhere. And as I said, work is worship. And being a fan of Arsenal, the players who play on the field have so much influence in helping others to be able to worship God. Because now these days, I met a man who interestingly told me that he is a Manchester United fun, and he said, my God is Manchester United. My religion is Manchester United. My faith is Manchester United. It's everything is Manchester United. And indeed, God is in everything. And he is right. God is in everything. So God is in Manchester United. God is in Arsenal. God is in. We have to understand that God is not like an old man sitting somewhere, with a long beard, judging people. God is practical. God is reality. God is science. God is religion. That is why we have to think rationally. Because the writing that is given to us, sometimes, you read it and it doesn't make sense to you. But when someone explains it to you, you understand it better. There are so many things that if you read it in the face value, I think even in English, in poetry, Shakespeare, Shakespeare will say something. I remember when I was in school, when we read Shakespeare, the tutor will go through and explain some of the statements, because on the face value, it is completely different. But when you analyze it or connect it with something, you get the real meaning of what Shakespeare, it's a language that is used in explaining things. And it's a skill that we learn or acquire in order to understand it. And it's beautiful. It's really, really, really beautiful. So all that I'm saying is that everyone who is engaged in a trade or a profession is indeed worshiping God. Everyone engaged in the trade. It doesn't matter whether it is online or, physically or, driving or, any trade or any profession. It's a form of worship. And as Baha'is, it is an obligation for every Baha'i to be educated, to go to school, and to make it possible. So even if you don't have money to go to school, other Baha'is will help you to go, because education is very, 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 very important. I think I'll leave you here, and I'll be expecting comments from people, because this is something practical. We are all learning. I'm not a repository of everything, that I'm also a learner. I'm learning from you. I make mistakes. I'm fallible. And therefore, I may say something that you may not agree with me. That is fine. We are learning. But what we have to put in our minds is that we are all learning and helping to get this world. The world that is crumbling in front of us, to stand on its feet, so that generations upon generations coming will not suffer the way some of us have suffered. I think you all agree with me that we are all in some way not happy with all these crises and all that, but this is not how nature was meant to be. It is us who have made nature to be what it is now. And we have the power within us to fix it. So friends, everyone, let's fix it. Thank you very much. Bye.